Hi, welcome to Retail Outsource. In this video, I am going to talk through Amazon's latest announcement. Amazon introducing 3 mandatory ASIN attributes for listings, in order to provide buyers with a better shopping experience. Starting from October 26, 2021, Amazon will introduce the following 3 mandatory attributes for listings created at one time or in bulk. If you go and look on Amazon announcement page, you can see here the update. Amazon recently issued announcement stating that the 3 mandatory attributes net content, item form and number of items will be applicable to a variety of categories. With these changes, when a seller submits a new ASIN or updates an existing ASIN, all ASINs of the selected category must fill in these attributes. Failure to fill in these mandatory attributes will prohibit the creation of any new listings in related categories after October 21, 2021. Okay, then we can go through each attribute. Net content attribute set includes count, weight and volume, which is mandatory for 8 product types. Net content count is defined as the number of units within a package. For example, the number of water bottles in a pack. There will be an enumeration, that is unit of measure allowed with the unit. The values include bag, bottle, box, can, carton, count, piece, pair, sheet, and roll. For example, 10 rolls, 3 count, 5 pair, etc. This attribute is only required and made mandatory for ASIN when the unit count attribute is not sufficient to fully describe the net content of the product. Net content weight is defined as the total weight of the product without packaging. For example, if the product net weight is 12 g and contains 6 items, net content weight is equal to 72 g. Net content volume is defined as the volume of the product contained by a package, as claimed on the label, that is when the item is a liquid. For example, if the unit item net volume is 10 milliliters and the item contains 6 bottles, net content volume is equal to 60 milliliters. Item form is a previously optional attribute that will become mandatory for 86 product types. This attribute defines the form of your product. For example, for a shampoo product type, some of the forms are cream, liquid, foam, and so on. If your ASIN is in a product type where the item form is required, you will need to select a value from the drop-down that best represents the form of your product. If you cannot find a value that best represents your product, you have the option to provide value of your choice. However, this may cause your ASIN to be excluded from customer-facing experiences, which require normalized values. Number of items is a previously optional attribute that will become mandatory for 154 product types. This attribute is the lowest level of branded packaging that encases the product sold. For example, the number of bottles of laundry detergent, the number of bags of chips, or the number of boxes of pens. If your ASIN is in a product type where the number of items need to be specified, you are required to select a value representing the container count for the entire ASIN. In addition, Amazon is adjusting the allowable values of the unit count type attributes for 138 categories. This attribute defines the unit of measure for your product and depends upon the product type and form of your product. For unit count type, sellers today can choose from a list of values from the drop-down. To normalize this attribute during the ASIN creation or update process, Amazon will be restricting this attribute to an allowed value in the drop-down based on product type and item form combination. For example, if your ASIN belongs to the shampoo product type and item form liquid, the unit count type should be ml. To find more details, you can visit this link. I will put the link below in the description. I hope this video helps. We do post a lot of videos about eBay and Amazon, so please do subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot for watching.
And remember, if you sell on eBay or Amazon and have a few questions, then you can also book a free 30-minute consultation from the link in the description below.